All right, guys. So, like I said last night, we're gonna get going on taking this tank off. I'm gonna get you guys set up on the camera. I think I'm gonna do a tripod or some stationary mount. I'll get you guys positioned, and I will kind of give you a play-by-play. But I might do a little time lapse. We'll see how it goes. I'm not a big fan of talking, but I do want to go over kind of how things are going and what's what, far as what bolts I'm taking off, just to kind of give you guys a guide if you plan on tackling a project like this yourself. So I want to be informative. I want to make sure that you guys are entertained at the same time. I don't want to bore you guys. So give me some feedback. Let me know how things are going. Like I said, I'm new to this YouTube, creating videos and whatnot. I want to get better each and every time. So feedback, guys. Let me know how things are going, what you guys are interested in seeing, and I'll apply that to each and every new video that comes out. All right, so without further ado, let's get you guys set up on a tripod. I'll try to get the best angle, maybe from above. We'll see, and we'll get this camera rolling. All right, stay tuned. All right, guys. So hopefully this is a good angle for you guys. So right now, you're gonna need a 5, a 4, and a 3, it looks like, to take off these bolts that are holding this tank on. So right now, we'll start with removing the seat bracket, and then I'll work my way from the back to the front. So these 4 bolts are a number 5. Not a number 5, but it's a 5mm. Feels like there's some Loctite on these, so I'll put some Loctite back in them when I go to reinsert. Brackets off. We got the 2 number 4s back here. Crack those guys loose. All right, so I got these 2 back bolts out. I'm not quite sure if those actually hold the tank down because they're pretty small. I don't know if you can see that. They're pretty small screws or bolts. All right, and then we've got these 2 3mm bolts here. It's like 1 on each side. Like some Loctite. And that should be it. All right, guys, there you have it. I'm not sure what happened with my footage of the removal, but to kind of give you a recap, you have these two hoses that go onto the side of the tank. I'm gonna have to purchase some more of these style of fittings, because these are like one and done, opposed to these guys here that you can just pinch and manipulate. So we've got these two hoses. You've got like a ground on this side. On the bottom side, you've got this plug here, and then on the other side, you've got this connection here. This is your gas, basically inlet from your tank. So there's actually a hose that's on the tank that I had left. I figured this would be an easier disconnect, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's the tank. Like I said, you've got the two hoses that disconnect from here. You've got your ground, and then there's the hose. And you see this clamp. So I was able to back that off, loosen that up, slide that out of that fitting, and then I just stuck a basically a socket adapter for a drill inside, clamped back on, because I've got almost a full tank of gas in this tank. So I did not want to remove this fitting, because like I said, those are like crimp style fittings, one and done. And like I mentioned, there's that sensor disconnect. So that's this guy on the bottom. Disconnects from here. And the tank comes right on out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fit these screws or nuts back in. So these sat on top. They've got a real shallow screw. So you see the dowels. So that kind of what holds the tank. That's why I was a little curious to see if these screws actually held it on, but they do, because there's dowels that rise up through the grommet of the tank. And then there's this little like a washer on top that kind of holds that grommet down as these little screws thread in. These are the longer ones. I think I'll thread those back into the tank. So those go here. One side in. All right, so that wasn't too bad, guys. Tank is off. So I got to be careful with this tank as far as scratching it up, things like that. I do not want this tank to be damaged, because out of everything that I'm replacing, the tank is not one of them. So I'll be careful with this tank. But there you have it, guys. We've got the fairings off, we got the tank off, we got the front assembly off. I think next we are going to work on the shrouds, or maybe the easier stuff. I'll pull this guy off. So let me get you guys back on the tripod. We'll get the camera rolling again and go from there.